So
we're in the spoilers section.
Now we're in the spoilers section. There's a lot of betraying in this movie, and we're gonna try our best to explain this. And I might, if I'm editing, we don't have to put this. If I'm editing, I'll put the pictures up as we're talking. Yeah. So I guess just to talk about that first, because really I can't think of anything else. I guess we should do the Chewie situation.
Well, okay, so we can just kind of ramble off on stuff. So
it's not gonna be in any order.
The entrance of Chewie was the best part of the movie to me. That's the one scene that I said I would remember probably for a long time, is when Han Solo gets betrayed and then he gets captured.
First, maybe the second or third.
That's one of the million betrayals, and he gets thrown into a thing, and they say, feed him to the beast.
I was actually expecting it to be that thing from the first Star Wars, where you see that giant thing, and then I realized it didn't really hit me until like a little bit after he dropped down that thing, and that was definitely a perfect way to introduce him and him.
Yeah, no, they throw Han Solo down in the thing, and then you see the chain going into the darkness, and you see feet, and I was like, well, this is actually a really interesting monster. Then it took me like a little while to realize it was Chewie, but then once it was, I thought it was a great entrance. So then they break out together, and then they escape, and it was honestly, that was definitely the best part to me, the best like thing that they relate back to compared to the other things. Like the gun and the dice, they were just, they were okay, but then, like, because the thing's calling back to something, that was definitely the best one, with Chewie. Which I thought I'd much rather have that better than the gun or whatever, but...
And then, as for the spoilers, or as for the betrayals, I guess Han Solo and Chewie go off with the people that originally threw him in, that got him thrown into that thing to get fed to Chewie before he knew who he was. And that's Woody Harrelson's group. I can't really name the other two people. I know it was Tandy Newton, whatever. She was with Woody Harrelson before she dies. But they go on their ship, and then they try to... It's all like these heist situations, trying to get stuff to make money for people that they owe money to. And because Woody Harrelson's character owed something to Paul Bettany's character. And they go... It's the train sequence, which I thought was even more memorable than it was. It was fine, but it wasn't a standout of the movie like I thought it was going to be.
I thought Chewbacca was going to die at that one part.
Oh, yeah. Then there was, you think he drops the thing they had and it blows up and they lose all that stuff they were going to make money with. And they go straight to where Paul Bettany's character is. And that's where Han Solo meets up with Qira, which he hadn't seen her in 3 years because that's the beginning sequence where they get separated. I thought that was a good idea, just to create some kind of drama there. You don't know if he's going to come back to see her or not.
Yeah.
And I knew from the second that you saw her there was something off. Like she wasn't going to be the same, even though she actually ends up being pretty much the same. Like she didn't really change as much, so I thought she would change.
But wait, that scene where they're carrying the thing where the two ships, the one group and the other group are carrying the ship and stuff, and then they detach, Han Solo and them detach, and then when the other people, do they drop it on purpose? At first I thought
they just couldn't carry it, I feel like.
At first I thought they dropped it on purpose at the end of the movie, because remember they said they knew they were going to give it to the bad people, but then they said they were going to fight back with it. But I also thought maybe they could have dropped it on purpose.
That's why it's really hard to explain this, because, like I said, there was Paul Bettany's group, Han Solo, Woody Harrelson, and then there's I guess I'll just call them pirates. I know they call them pirates, almost. She's not on there.
She doesn't have a name.
But like they're basically the rebellion, like, because the rebellion it's not just one person, it's a bunch of like other people, and like their reasonings for fighting back is they were basically their families and their people were killed by, I'm assuming, Paul Bettany's character and his whatever their organization was. I forget what it was. It was like a circle was tattooed or like imprinted onto Kira's arm, which I think was them.
I think it was supposed to look like the Death Star.
Maybe I think
was it supposed to?
I think they're part of the Empire. So. I guess we'll just go to the end here. So at the end, they get into that last room, and before Woody Harrelson's character, Beckett, had left, saying he was going to go leave because he didn't want to get killed, and he had someone else to owe money to. And Han Solo goes there with a plan...
To betray Paul Bettany.
Yeah, to betray Paul Bettany, and like, then he realizes that Beckett betrayed him, but then they realized that Han Solo knew that he was going to betray him, so he betrayed him. And he realized they betrayed the people that were coming to kill them.
But then Woody Harrelson's character decided not to betray him, so they went on the same side. And then he betrayed Woody Harrelson's character and killed him. What was
the thing called? The blue stuff?
I forget. It was like adamantium.
Something like that. But like, so when he's holding it, that's actually the real stuff.
He could have blown it. I
thought if he would have thrown it to like prove it was fake, then that actually would have like blown the entire thing up. So luckily he didn't do that.
Yeah, he definitely Paul Bettany in the end. I forget what is his name in the movie. You don't have a name?
Oh, it was.
Well, Paul Bettany's character, he does have some like these knives they fights with.
That was kinda
honestly,
cool.
at first it looked like they were red. I honestly thought that like Darth Maul.
I thought he was gonna be Darth Maul.
Be like, yeah, I thought that was gonna be
that
him.
ring he had on was that.
Yeah, that, and he like had the red things, and like I thought it was gonna happen, but then why don't we just? He dies.
Well, that scene happens, and then once Beckett, I guess Beckett and Chewie, he has Chewie carry his stuff because he's strong, and they just leave. They're taking off, and left in that room is just Han Solo, Qira, and Paul Bettany's character. I can't think of his name right now. And a fight breaks out, and all of a sudden, Qira looks like Qira betrays Han Solo, and she's about to kill him, which I knew she wasn't going to kill him. And she turns around and kills
and betrays
Paul Bettany, and then he's dead, and then they stand up and have a moment, and she kind of like tells him that she's going to go with him, which I feel like she should have just told him the truth there. She did a lot of good things for him, but she like makes it sound like she's going to follow him after he goes to kill. He goes to get Beckett and Chewie.
And then she betrays him again.
And then, let's just get to that, then we get to the Darth Maul after that.
Yeah.
So they go over, and Beckett's standing there, and he's about to kill Han Solo, and Solo shoots him. Honestly...
Another betrayal,
which honestly he should have seen coming. And then that ends that whole sequence. And then it goes back, maybe before or after, Qira takes a kyber crystal or some kind of ring off of Paul Bettany's character.
Just to start the show.
And does something, and all of a sudden a portal pops up.
Oh, wait.
And it's Darth Maul, which that was honestly, which I should have mentioned as a negative, like it'd be a spoiler. I was hoping, I heard he was going to be in the movie, and I was hoping he'd actually be in the movie, like in person. So that was kind of a letdown for me. That I know that is our fault, but but I would have rather have seen him there in person.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good FaceTime. It was pretty. Like, he got his lightsaber, opened it, and said like those two must be like working together. So obviously they're trying to start extra sequels that are going to be taking place between this movie and the prequels. I'm pretty interested to see this storyline between Darth Maul and Qira, like where it would go.
Yeah.
And then yeah. I'm trying to think of other spoilers.
Well, the Darth Maul, I do agree. He got his lightsaber and was like showing it off for us. But I think other than the spoilers, the Lando versus Han card things, I thought the games were good. I did like the creature like looking over and looking at his.
No, I was gonna say that's my favorite. Like as for best humor moment, that's probably my favorite scene. Was like you said, your favorite scene was the Chewie scene. My favorite scene had to be the first card game, not the second one, but the first one. Just because all the creatures that were around the table, like punching the table, and they lost.
Yeah. And then, also when Chewbacca starts throwing people around in the elevator, that was a good
scene too. That whole sequence is pretty good. And then I
liked how he ripped off his arms in that scene. Yeah. I really liked how they did that because they talked about it in the Force Awakens, and I don't know if they talked about it back in the old movies, but
they probably did.
But you finally got to see it. Well, they obviously can't show all because it's a PG movie, but the fact you see him holding his arms, I thought Chewbacca really got good service in this movie because now I know like from seeing that how strong he is, and they give him a lot more screen time, and hopefully they do more in the next Star Wars with that because
yeah. And then the last thing, or the last thing I wanted to talk about. It wasn't really a spoiler, but I didn't want to talk about the non-spoiler yet. Was each movie almost like I feel like almost every movie has its own like robot type character droid. Yeah. And if I had to rank all the droids from like best to worst, I'd have to say this one was one of my least favorites.
Because
it's not really. It's just
it's not because it's a female robot.
No. There's females before. They're pushing a storyline that I did not want in a Star Wars movie. It needs to stay to the Star Wars. I won't get into any more details than that. Some of you know what I'm talking about. But if obviously there's K2SO. I liked him from Rogue One. I like BB-8. I like C-3PO. I like R2-D2. What was her name? L3?
Yeah, I don't even know.
L3 is not my favorite one. And then I guess
not the best droid.
And then I feel like another thing that went on that wasn't great. Angry Joe brought this up a lot. If you're watching this, I definitely agree with what you're saying. Is the dice that they kept showing around. I could see it as a storyline. It was good luck. But I feel like they were really pushing that one in our face just because we saw it in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, until you showed it.
Like,
but then
it's the first thing you see, I think.
Yeah, it's like that's the first callback they use because they do the gun, the dice, and Chewie are like the things that you're finding out where they came from.
And I feel like, and one other thing I wanted to talk about for Angry Joe is he talks about it in his great video about The Last Jedi, about his top 10 reasons why it made him mad. How Star Wars, there's too many times where they do both things. This one, there was actually a lot of moments of doing both things. Like Qira's bad, but then she's good.
Oh my God,
you think Darth Maul, you think he's gonna be there, and he's not there. So it's like he's there, but he's not there.
Alright, so the subject. Alright,
no,
so
if you're just watching it, that's what he's talking about.
So I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. That wraps up our spoiler section of Solo: A Star Wars Story. Thanks for watching, and be prepared for a Jurassic series leading up to Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, which is coming out in like less than 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so,
well, for those reviews, we might not be in a house for those. Not to spoil anything.
Yeah, and also don't expect a review from us when all these reviews drop next Tuesday, because unfortunately we're not going to be able to see this 2 weeks in advance. So we'll be putting our review out probably the Thursday or Friday of this weekend of the 22nd in June. So
yeah, we're not special enough. So.
Unless we get asked, if there's anyone that knows a connection in Ohio, let us know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next movie review. Bye, guys.